Going to move back to the Amazon rainforest to hear from the HKY Intercultural Reserve in Queen territory.
Conhecimento é a nossa verdadeira identidade. O povo sem conhecimento, ele não tem identidade. Através da orientação da natureza, das plantas, da terra, a gente consegue captar as mensagens que nós precisamos realmente lutar pela proteção e preservação dessas plantas sagradas. Porque se não existe floresta, não existe vida, não existe futuro. Mas se tem floresta, tem água, tem ar, aí sim tem um futuro.
Beautiful. Over to you, Christian.
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for listening. We are the Huacarò Intercultural Reserve, Honey Queen Biocultural Restoration in Amazonia. We are a nonprofit project dedicated to the preservation of the culture and spirituality of the Honey Queen people by restoring the ecosystems of the Amazon. Thanks to the words of Mapu Honey Queen, he's the spiritual leader and president of the indigenous association Huacarò Yushibu, who I think unfortunately wasn't able to join us today. I was hoping he could present the first part. But I think it's very relevant to mention first. Sorry, if you could go one slide backwards, I think 12 or two. Yeah, there we go. Give a brief introduction to the Huni Queen and the importance of the leadership. Mapu Huni Queen is a political and shamanic representative of the Huni Queen people, who is already known nationally and internationally for strengthening the cultural identity of his people, working with sacred medicines and actually actively defending environmental preservation. Next slide, please. The Huni Queen why are the Hanu Queens so important to support our efforts to protect the Amazon? For us, it's an ethno-bio-indigenous relevance for the whole Brazil and Peru Amazon rainforest restoration. It has biocultural relevance since they have already a rich cultural heritage, including shamanism and arts, and a long cultural legacy of preserving the rainforest and living in harmony with nature. As a social impact, the whole Huni Queen community includes 19,000 people who are living around the Acre region in 12 reserves. And it has a restoration potential of around 107,000 hectares of unprotected lands, which could actually be worked together to kick off and replicate the models we're presenting today. Next slide, please. So where are we? Just to get a geographic reference, we are working in the Terra Huni Queen in Rezinho do Alto Envira, in the Acre region, Rio Branco, Brazil. It's just the frontier, as I said before, between Brazil and Peru. Next slide, please. Why is it important? I don't want to deepen on our worries that we'll have with the threat upon the Amazon. We all know that it's constantly threatened from illegal deforestation, wood extraction, the expansion of conventional agricultural areas, soil degradation, and predatory hunting practices that are all of these pushing native communities towards their displacements and out of their native lands. Next, please. Our proposed solution, and we've been working for several years on this, is basing a solution on the Honey Queen agroforestal practices. Agroforestal practices promote the sustainable use of the land, reducing incentives for deforestation and protecting biodiversity. We believe, and we have the case of wild pepper and cacao production, that we can drive sustainable use of the land that can not only regenerate the rainforest, it can give a sustainable livelihood to the communities and promote their cultural heritage. On a second stage, we believe that we can, although we can start easy with raw materials like pepper and cacao, there's a whole potential on the Amazon basin for ethnomedicines. so we can move from food to medicine and establish a replicable business model for forest communities. Next slide, please. Thank you. So as a mission, we are looking to establish viable business models that regenerate the Amazonian ecosystem through Queen native culture and an adequate infrastructure as to achieve intragenerational self-sufficiency. What does this mean to us? Next slide, please. Basically, through this business models that can start with promoting the wild cacao trading, the wild cacao harvesting, wild pepper harvesting in the region. We are ambitioning the strengthening of the cultural identity of the Honeyqueen people. We believe that the knowledge of coexistence with the forest can help us restore the natural habitats and promote not only their cultural sovereignty for all the generations to come, but also give us a guidance on different ways we can promote businesses that help sustain their livelihoods and generate revenues as to protect the lands that they live on. As core values, of course, it's indigenous-led. We believe in intercultural innovation in groups like BioFi here and all the supporters. We believe that working together and joining in this alliance to protect the Amazon, we can innovate and find new ways to promote the development of the area. We believe in biocultural resilience, not only of the ecosystems, the natural ecosystems, but also the social ecosystems that live on the land, spiritual sovereignty, and harmony with nature. And sorry if I cannot see the full slide here. I hope you are. Also working with, there we go, with native youth as to empower and make sure that this movement goes on through generations. As for our goals, we are looking, as I was mentioning, to create a productive ecosystem in the Amazon. First, to establish processing and trading routes for two major crops like cacao and pepper, and generate the first revenue stream to sustain our operations. We are looking in these same goals to create an education and training program to reach more than 500 youth as to teach them and educate them in agroforestry, ecology, and cultural practices. This same practice and measuring the potential of the rainforest will allow us to protect and plant more than 749,000 native trees in degraded areas, and start a knowledge base to research food sources and ethnomedicines from the Amazon. Next slide, please.
Christian, I want to invite you to wrap in 1 to 2 sentences. Is there a particular slide you want to end with?
Sure. I will just wrap up with our projects. We are looking at a $750,000 multi-tiered capital allocation, which is looking at ecological restoration to establish nurseries and set up a core operational team, survey the ecological capacity of the land, and make sure that we can harvest sustainably. On a second level, the economic integration to establish the agroforestry practices and a model in a first part of our 2,200 hectares, and infrastructure for crop processing. And on a third level, we plan to make a model plant for cultural tourism and make a hub for non-members to come visit and look at the advances of our project.